Art Sheep. Thank you so much for checking out this video. And today I'm doing a drawing of... Oh my goodness, I can't hold it in. Hello everybody, I'm Merisu the Art Sheep, and thank you so much for checking out today's video. Today I'm redrawing Asha, Starboy, King Magnifico, and the Queen, whose name I can't care to remember, from the movie Wish, because I hated it. And if you haven't been able to tell from my over 2-hour review, which I just got done finishing editing, which is why I sound so insane right here. Okay, I swear I've calmed down. Anyway, yeah, I just got done finishing editing that video, and oh boy, was that some work. That was definitely some work, people. That was some work. And anyway, I thought I would post the Speedpaint separately, so that way you guys could see it without all the reviewy stuff, if you just wanted to, see it a lot faster, and then also so I could talk about the drawing, because I don't really talk about the drawing. I instead talk about the film. If you want to watch it and you haven't seen it, there will be a link down in the pinned comment below. But anyway, this time I've got no script. This time I'm going back to talking on my butt, because oh boy, was that was hard. That was very hard. I started in February, mid-February, and it's now the end of March. Like I said, I give all the respect to those people who do that stuff, like, on a daily basis, like with their videos. I watch a lot of their channels, and it's not easy, which I knew. I'm only used to the very simple, bare minimalistic editing, and so that was a little bit of work. But anyway, talking about the drawing, because that's what I said I would do. So, as you can see, I've redesigned Asha's dress. We'll start with her, since I'm drawing her, because, well, for the most part, I did like Asha's design. My biggest problems with her design is I just think that it looks a little too simple. There's nothing really standoutish about it. I mean, granted, if you do look further, there is some details on her dress. I'm not saying that there isn't any, but it's just like, she doesn't stand out as a Disney princess / heroine. I mean, when you compare her to Mirabelle, even the more recent ones, Mirabelle, Raya, and I'm praising Raya for criminy sakes, and Elsa and Anna, definitely not anywhere near like Rapunzel. I said in my review, she just kind of looks like, because they've been using the same art style since Tangled, and because her hair is kind of parted in a similar manner, she just kind of looks like a race-swapped Rapunzel. There's nothing that special about her design. And if she's going to be the 100th Disney character, not the 100th character, but you know what I mean, the character for the 100th movie, she should look special. So I made her a little bit more special. I changed up her color scheme from a boring purple, which, like I said, definitely does not help her stand out, because several princesses have now used the color purple. I mean, from Jasmine from Aladdin 2, which, that was always weird. They always tried to make purple Jasmine's color because they didn't have any purple princess yet, and since they were trying to make it a whole market line, they tried to make Jasmine's color purple, even though I think she only wears it once, and it's at the very end of the movie. So they tried to make her color purple, but it wasn't until Rapunzel we had an official purple. And, but now they've used it several times, with Rapunzel, Jasmine, and then, Asha, and like I said, it doesn't help because the backgrounds are a lot of blues and purples and stuff, so it just doesn't make her stand out. So I thought of giving her like a silvery blue dress with a rainbow iridescent, which kind of matches their 100th 100 merch stuff. So I thought it would fit. Also, I thought it would be a little bit nice if I added more bigger kind of star earrings and stuff. So like the entire concept I came up with is that Asha would wear a more simplistic dress, kind of similar to Aurora, and then at the end or near the end she would have like, you know, magical girl dress transformation, yay, because that would be pretty. And then she would look like this. I did change up her hair. For the most part, I do like her hair. It looks really pretty. The biggest problem is like I said, the way it is parted. I said it's parted a little similar to Rapunzel, but it's also reminiscent to me because it's a little bit more drastic. It reminds me of the half-shaved haircut that's so big in the feminist, strong female character side of design, and I hate it. So I just changed it to be that it's more like even on both sides. And then I added a little bit of wave at the end. I looked up real box braid hairstyles and used those as inspiration, and I saw this one style where it kind of ended in a wave, and I thought it was so pretty and it looked really beautiful, so I gave her that. And again, to make her look a little bit more stand out, because another thing I noticed about her hair, and I didn't mention this in the review, I should have, but I didn't notice it until afterwards, she doesn't have anything really going on with her hair. Like, it's very just simple box braids, and my brother pointed this out, and I so agree with him. They only did it that way because it was very easy for them to animate. The movie was rushed out, undoubtedly. Like, they say, oh, we put a watercolor texture on it, that will make it look nice. No, you didn't. It just made it look cheap. And Asha's got nothing really going on with her hair, so I added ribbons to her hair because guess what? The original concept arts show ribbons in her hair. Make ribbons in her hair. Do something fancy and nice, and it would just would have been nice. So yeah, that's what I did with Asha. And then Starboy, who I apparently turned into a cute anime boy. He doesn't really look like the original concepts arts. They do look nice, but I don't think I could have really done the original design justice. And the first one I was looking at, it was kind of hard to tell what his hair was styled. So I just decided to go my own direction, and let's be honest, if they didn't make him look like this, I think a lot of teen girls would like it. I just watched a video by the YouTuber M&J Tanner, and it was saying, they were talking a little bit about Wish, and they were saying how Starboy was going to be kind of Jack Frost type of character from, you know, Rise of the Guardians, and that would have really been popular, and I think, yeah, that really would. I think it really would have been really interesting to have him be like that. And they said, like, I think they said, don't quote me on this because I'm not sure, but I think they didn't do it because they thought it would be too powerful or too much, like, I don't know. I guess they didn't really do him being humanoid because, yeah, the power level. But I just think I think what we got was horrible. Like I said, I did over a 2-hour review of it if you want to watch it. And I would have changed things up. So how I would have done things, I'll talk a little bit about how I would have done it, then I'll talk about Magnifico and the queen at the end. But how I would have done the story is, I would have made Asha, well, like I said, I would have changed it so Asha would already be the king's apprentice. Like, she would just be starting out, and the reasons why she was chosen is because she has some affinity for magic. And the reason why the king needs an apprentice, because they never give you a reason. He doesn't even seem like someone who would want an apprentice. So that's how bad that is. But the reason why the king would need an apprentice is because maybe his magic is failing, and he needs like somebody to, like, maybe a sacrifice or something, somebody to offer. Like, he has to give it up, his magic, but instead what he'll do is he'll kind of train an apprentice, groom them, and make them be like the sacrifice in the place, if that makes sense. So anyway, Asha's being a good apprentice, and she wants her grandfather's wish granted, because like I said, that's the one thing I did like. She definitely does seem to care for her family a lot, although I don't think it's illustrated the best. But I do like the fact that she cares for her family a lot, and I would just make Asha the most caring and empathetic person. She would, like, her own needs and thoughts wouldn't even be registered in her brain. But one day she ends up making a wish, hoping that her grandfather's wish comes true, and then Starboy would come down because he would be like a newer star at this, and he's not really good at it, and he ends up making a mistake, and instead of granting her wish, he accidentally comes down, and he ends up realizing that to go back up, he has to grant Asha's wish. But Asha doesn't want her wish granted, she wants other people's wishes granted. So, and then later on, Asha would then find out what the king is trying to do, and she would team up with Starboy and try to stop him, and the entire time while they're trying to stop him, Starboy would be trying to figure out what Asha's wish is, and trying to, she's trying to help everybody else, and he's trying to help Asha. And then later on, at the end, she would become like a fairy godmother, because that would be her wish, would be making other people's wishes come true, and they would stop the evil king and queen, because in my version, they would be a couple villain once again. Like, you could even do it both ways. Like, you could make the king the more obvious villain from the get-go, and then it could be like, because in the movie, with Wish, the queen just helps. She just helps, and she comes and barges in their song, and like they think, oh, are they in trouble, and then she just helps. But it would have actually been really nice if she actually was fooling them, and then it reveals that she's been working with her husband all the time. So you can kind of do like a both ways kind of thing. Like, you could have the queen be somewhat of the twist villain, and then you could have the king be the villain all along, and you can make them both reminiscents of the classical Disney evil villains. Like, out of all the Disney villains I've seen, the only one that's been a twist that worked was King Candy. He was done really well. And when King Candy was revealed, he was actually a good villain, unlike Hans and the stupid sheep from Zootopia. I didn't like that movie either, but that movie didn't give me the same thoughts that Wish did, so I will give it that. So yeah, I just thought of that entire plot up the top of my head. Like I said, I'm talking out of my butt right now. I got no script. That was just what came off the top of my head. And like I said, it's really not that hard to do, folks. It's really that easy to fix this, and I don't know how it became so bad, especially considering the fact that when you look at what we could have gotten from like the concept art, deleted scenes, like I'm glad I didn't see those deleted scenes before I did my review. I would have had an extra hour onto that thing. But just everything that we're seeing from what could have been to what we got, it's just like, it's like, how did you mess up this badly? You done gooped. You really done gooped. And the fact that it's the 100th anniversary movie just makes that much more bad, because like I said, on a personal level, I think Chicken Little, and I mean on a technical level, I think Chicken Little and Home on the Range, apologies to those who do like those movies, but I think those are worse movies than Wish. But Wish fails more because it's the movie for the 100th anniversary, and it's just like, bravo, you really did succeed there, Disney. But in my opinion, they never succeed. They haven't succeeded in a long time. I haven't, like I said, I've said this a gazillion times. I think Tangled was the last good Disney movie. I'm just gonna stick to that. I did like Encanto, but it wasn't as good as Tangled. I apologize to those who like Encanto, but I think Tangled was better. And I haven't enjoyed any of them since Tangled. Like I said, outside of really Encanto. But Encanto was fine. I haven't watched Moana, so I will be fair to that one. I can't judge it. I know a lot of people liked it. I got turned off of Moana because, what's his name? Maui. He makes that joke of, if you're something, I haven't seen the movie, and I haven't seen the clip in a long time, so if I get it wrong, correct me, but it's something like, if you're saved by a man, and you're seeing, then you're a princess, or something like that. And it was just making fun of the original princess trope, and I just hate that. I hate that. I'm so over that humor. I was over it then when it came out. I am so sick and tired of it now. So it's just like, no, that time turned me off of the movie. But I have heard that it is good, so I will give Moana a chance. I don't think I will give Strange World a chance, though, because I don't tolerate stupid in this household, and that movie looks stupid. Zootopia I saw, I didn't like it. I know a lot of people love it, I do not. I hated it, actually. Not as much as Wish, but I did hate it. And I didn't like, and I'm trying to think of whatever Disney movies have come out since then. I really didn't like Frozen 2. Like, I didn't like Zootopia, didn't like Frozen 2 more. Like, Frozen 2 was worse. I didn't even really, like I said, Frozen, I do like, but I like a lot less now as an adult. Because there's just certain things in it, like trends, like that's when the entire, like I said, I go into it more in my review, but that's when the entire adorable princess heroine came into just being a permanent thing. And then also, the twist villains and then Generation Trauma, we never had a good villain. Max Stupido doesn't even count, so yeah. Anyway, let's just talk more about the drawing again. I made her cloak, kind of like a sky blue. I figured if you're going to make this movie in 3D, because that's what Disney's stuck on, make her cloak kind of be like something that's always kind of changing, not like drastically, but more subtly, and just kind of make it like like you can see him like slight moving sky onto it or something. Do something cool. Do something neat. And I added the glitter in her hair, because that was the one thing that the original Asha had at the end that I did like, even though it was lazy as all get out. Like, I said that there's nothing really going on for her hair, because most of the Disney princesses, even in the hand-drawn stage, they all have, like, crowns or tiaras and such, or headbands. And then, even, I'm saying princes, but I mean maidens and princesses, heroines, whatever you want to call them. I mean all the female characters. And then, like, with Maribel, she doesn't have anything in her hair, but she has, like, glasses on her face and stuff, just things that make her stand out a little bit more. And same thing with Moana. In the case of her, she's given a hairstyle that we really haven't seen, and you could say the same thing about Asha, but it's just, like I said, it's just done so boring, especially when you look at the original concepts that we were actually given of Asha. And it's just like, man, this really sucks. This really sucks a lot. Anyway, we're on to Starboy now. It's kind of hard to tell, but I did make his skin a little bit darker, like how it is in the concept art, but because he's glowing, so it's kind of like, his skin is, it's just yellow glowing, not like, the offensive yellow, like actual yellow. Actual yellow, and it's got a glow to it, so that's what I did. And I made his hair very sparkly and shiny. The design for the outfit, that was in one of the concept arts. I really did like what it was. Like I said, his hair was a little bit more up and spiky, and he had a different kind of face, and I just don't. I tried to do it. You'll even see it later on. I tried to change the hair a little bit to be more like the concept, and I was like, just do your own thing. Just do your own thing. Don't try to do what the concept art did, because in the end, that is what I was doing. This is my take on how I would have drawn the characters. If you don't like it, if you like the other concept arts, that's fine. That's fine. This is just my take, and I gotta say, I like what I did. And like I said, Starboy, he would be kind of like the genie. Not in personality, but in what he does. He would probably be a little bit more calmer and docile when you compare him to Genie, but rather than that, he would like kind of, he would be always shape-shifting and stuff. And I love what I did with this cloak, so how his cloak would look, and again, since you're doing this in 3D, you could do this. If you were to look at him from behind, the cloak would just look like one solid fabric with maybe like a star on it. But then if you look at it from the front, where he is now, it would look transparent, like a gold, shiny, like, see how it kind of starts out, I'm pointing and you can't see my hands, where it starts out as, like, a very solid gold sparkly, and then it goes down to, like, this transparent, and I thought that would look so cool if it looks transparent from the front, but solid in the back, and it just kind of looks like stars falling down. Like, that would be really cool, in my opinion. And I added, like, a lot of, shine to it. Oh, and I said in abilities, like, he would be kind of similar to the genie, and the genie was more limited because he could only officially help Aladdin 3 times because of the limitation of free wishes. So there was limitations that Genie had. So in the case of Starboy, the reason why he would be more limited is because, one, he came crashing down to Earth, and when the stars are on Earth, their powers are a little bit more limited to just specifically granting wishes. And since Asha is the one who wished on him, the only one's wish he would grant would be Asha's. So the only thing he can do for ever people is grant wishes. But since he's Asha's star, the only one's wish he can grant is Asha, and Asha doesn't want to wish for herself, she wants wishes for ever people. So he would spend the entire time trying to figure out what her wish is. And like I said, the end result would be that he makes her a fairy godmother. And you can do this both ways. Like, if you want him to be in love, you can. And then if you want them to just be friends, you can. So you could have it both ways. You could decide. I always love in stories. So in my idea, they would be star and fairy godmother. And I think that would be really nice. Anyway, let's talk about Max Stupido now. So I kept a lot of his similar style the same, but I added a few things that made it different. It took so long. That was one of the things that took so long about this video, outside of recording the audio and editing, was figuring out what Max Stupido's color scheme is. I hate the color scheme that they've given. It's more of a tan and blues and stuff. I get what they were going for, but it doesn't work. I think what you should have done is done red and white, because it definitely screams like kingly vibe, which is what he's going for. Heck, when you type in default king, red and white is even what you will find, but it makes him look very menacing still. And I made him have like some more dark eyeshadow and stuff on, just more dark highlights in his hair. Like, his hair is kind of black that's kind of going white, just because darker colors just help a person look more menacing. And then for the queen, like I said, I don't remember her name, I don't care. I gave her purple and red, so that way she would complement the king. And then also purple and red are colors that have been used a lot of times for villains, and I think it just makes her look a lot more menacing. And again, the kind of style I still kept the same. Her hair's the same, she's still wearing a crown and stuff, but I just made her look a lot more menacing. Gave her heavy makeup, heavy lipstick, just a lot of heaviness all around. And I added a lot of dark shadows. I'm not good at drawing men, so if his face does look weird, that's why. It was a real struggle trying to draw him, because like I said, I don't really do this, so it was out of my comfort zone, but I think I didn't do bad. I am proud of this drawing, actually. Although, by the time I did get to the background, I gave up a little bit. This is the reference I was using. Usually I pop out my reference so you can't see it, but I forgot to do it this time. Anyway, like I said, so I like the color scheme that I came up with more because it is reminiscent of a traditional king vibe, which is what they were going for, but it still keeps it there so he can look more menacing when it does, because at the very least he should have had a transformation, like in the midway of the movie, like something wearing all dark and look like a male version of Maleficent or something. I don't know. I showed a catchy from in my review as an example of a transformation to an evil form. I was like a little hesitant because I was like, oh, that's a spoiler, but my brother was like, it's been out for 5 years if you don't know it now, and it's like, yeah, I mean, if you do type it in, it does come up, so spoilers for Persona 5? Maybe you won't know what's going on. Anyway, added some green magic and stuff, because why not? And like I said, I mostly kept a lot of the concept the same with the king and queen. I just changed up their makeup and their and their color scheme. That's mostly what I changed for them. And I think it really did work. Because like I said, one thing that I really did feel is that they had the wrong color of green was Max Stupido. It looked a little too bluish and such. And yeah, I think that the idea that I came up with is a lot more reminiscent of the old Disney villains. Because the old Disney villains, the classical ones, from the classic era and the Renaissance era, they looked evil. They looked like people who were vain, selfish, and spoiled, and just downright wicked. Because, hey, guess what? People who are evil usually do actually exhibit those traits. It's not uncommon. It's not common for someone who is vain, selfish, and greedy to doll themselves up in a lot of makeup and wear extravagant clothing. And like I said, the darker colors and the more harsher design is just to... everything about them is supposed to look evil, and it just doesn't in this. It doesn't. And it makes sense for the queen because they chickened out and didn't make her evil. And like I said, I don't know if it was... I don't know who interfered with Wish. I don't know if it was the people. I know some people were saying that they had actually a really good story, and then a new crew came along and they changed it up to what they wanted it to be. I'm not sure if it was studio interference. Knowing Disney, it was probably both, I would have to guess. But what we got for Wish just wasn't good. So I came up with this instead. And I really do like it, and I really actually am happy with how this drawing turned out. The background could have done a little bit more work, but I was in a rush because I wanted to get into the editing, because I did not finish this. I did not go on to the editing, so I recorded the audio first because I knew that would be the hardest part, and what was it, the hardest part? And it would be the part that would take up the most time. Then I did the drawing, and then I did the video editing, but I promised myself I didn't do the video editing until the drawing was finished. I couldn't do the video editing until the drawing was finished because the drawing was going to be featured in the video review. So, because of that, it took a while. But in the end, I think I said I kind of rushed for the background so I could get it done, and in the end I got it all done, and I'm proud of it! Yay! Also, if you haven't been able to tell in my much more happier version of this story, the demon goat does not exist. And if you wanted a cute animal sidekick, it would not be speaking, because in my version, Starboy can only grant Asha's wish. So there, I fixed it. I hope you guys like it. If you did like, do all the YouTube things. If you didn't like, thanks for watching this far anyway. What did you think of the movie Wish? If you liked it, you probably didn't like my thoughts on it. But, hey, if you want to see my thoughts on it, I got a really long video. You can watch it. Anyway, I am going to go back to playing video games, working on Revolution in full color, and eating cheese. Until then, bye!